Hi, my name is Alec Padilla, and this is my video presentation for Intercommunications 120. This is my girlfriend Emily. We've known each other we've been dating for 2 years, and we've known each other for 4 years. Emily goes to school in Flagstaff, Arizona, so we're a long-distance relationship. And with that being said, our main basis of communication is social media or FaceTime. Because of that, we struggle with communicational narcissism, barriers in our communication such as exterior noises when we're FaceTiming, such as poor connection or my parents or Emily's friends interrupting. And we also struggle with sometimes not understanding unchecked emotions. As far as personal barriers go, I do feel that sometimes you can have a bit of conversational narcissism. I do understand that we do go a long time throughout the day without talking, and I know that you have a lot to say, and sometimes you could be opinionated about something, but I feel that sometimes you get a bit carried away, hence the conversational narcissism. That brings us to our second topic of communication. So because I can't always look you in the eye and understand what you're going through or what your emotions are, sometimes I say a joke or I say something that kind of plucks the wrong string, and it goes wrong for me. I may say a joke that's a bit offensive, and me not knowing what her true emotions are at the time is a barrier to us because of the fact that we aren't with each other in person and that we're talking over FaceTime.
Yeah, I definitely do get that feeling sometimes. For example, a few weeks ago we were talking about just like our day and like memories that we were talking about, and you were making a joke about me talking too much, and I had already been having a bad day, and so when I heard you like making a joke that I had been talking too much, I definitely took it the wrong way, and it kind of ruined the night. But yeah, that is one example of how miscommunication can affect the relationship. Since I do go to school far away, our main type of communication is over FaceTime. And because of that, I feel like we do experience a lot of external interruptions or noises that can affect communication. Some of those would be like poor connection, or Alec's parents interrupting, or my friends or my roommates interrupting, or mainly just us doing homework or other activities while we're FaceTiming. That can definitely affect the communication.
Yeah, I agree. And I think since FaceTime is pretty much our only channel of communication, that's the only way that we have concrete barriers, such as the things that you stated. Facing these issues sound pretty simple to me. Most importantly for me would be to ask how your day is going, or check how your emotions are before I start going, oh fuck, I totally went into your shit. Three, two. Fixing these issues seems pretty simple to me. For the most part, it would be for me to ask how your day is going or how it went.
I also feel that maybe if we kind of like felt out the situation more of the day before we started making certain jokes with each other, that we wouldn't run into that problem as much.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a good plan. For conversational narcissism, I understand that after a long day of not talking with you, you are very excited to talk to me, which I appreciate. I think it's cool. But sometimes I would appreciate it more if you asked how my day was going before you really like went into depth and telling me stories about your day and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel that. I understand.
Okay.
So we do communicate every day or night for, I would say, more than 4 hours.
Yeah, I agree with that. Usually throughout the day, there are certain times when we can talk to each other. I know in the morning around 9 o'clock or 9:30 when you are heading to class, we're both heading to class, and so we call each other then. We also call each other around 3:30 when Emily's walking to another one of her classes and I'm driving home. And we also talk late at night when we're at home doing our homework, and that's where we usually spend most of our time on the phone. Yeah. In all, we discussed outside noises that we experience while FaceTiming and how we can not let that affect our communication and how we decode each other by getting upset. We also talked about how I felt that you struggled a little bit with conversational narcissism and how I felt that if I was hurt a little bit more, I wouldn't feel so much that you were only talking about yourself. And the last thing we talked about was how sometimes I don't really check your emotions, and so I'll say a joke or I'll say something that affects you negatively. And we talked about how I could fix that by feeling things out in a conversation before I start banging jokes that might be offensive or saying things that shouldn't be said at the time. So I believe throughout the making of this video, both you and I learned a lot of simple things that can go a long way in our relationship on the basis of communication. So thank you for watching. That is the end of this video.
Hope you enjoyed.